In this video, I'm going to be focusing on the cutting, the fusing, and the sewing of a bucket hat brim. And I'm going to be using two different levels of fusing. The first level of fusing is a hard fusing. You can see there's a shiny layer on the one side, that's your fused layer. And then I'm also going to be using a softer level of fusing, which is a batting fusing. And it's also got the glued layer on the one side. These are my go-to fusings when it comes to casual hat wearing. This is my landscape fabric, which was actually originally a wax fabric, but I have pre-washed it, removing the wax from the fabric. And when using this fabric, we always work with the width of the fabric, which has the major stretch. For my lining, I'm going to be using a denim fabric, but that will be shown in the next video. So let's get on with working on our brim. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our fusings, and then we're going to lay the fusings on our hero fabric, our landscaping fabric, and then cut out our pieces. So we've got the hard fusing. I'm just laying my pattern over the fusing and using a pencil outlining the shape of the brim. I need to cut two pieces out, and this will be for my bottom section of my brim. When you're cutting out your pattern, make sure you cut inside the line, not outside the line. Cutting outside the line will actually make your pattern bigger. And we're going to follow the same procedure for our batting fusing, which is lovely and soft, outlining your pattern pieces, and then cutting out accordingly. Now we're setting up our landscaping fabric. Find your stretch point and then just mark with your pattern pieces where you would like your pattern to lie. And if your band is going one way, your tip should be going in the same formation as well as your brim, so everything is perfectly aligned. And since I'm just working on one hat for this project, I've cut out my fusing. I'm now laying my fusing on my fabric. Take note that one of my brims is going upwards and the other one is going downwards, and that way you have a continuity when it comes to the pattern on your fabric. Very important. Cut out your brim pieces, and once you've cut them out, just lay them on the table. Make sure that everything looks perfect in terms of the cutting. At this point, you can also decide which side you want to be the front of your hat and which side you'd like the back of your hat to be. Now fold your brim pieces in half and then do a nip on the inside of the brim and the outside of the brim. The outside nip will be for the join of the brim and the inside nip will be for the join of the crown. And now it's time to start sewing our pieces together. To start off with, I'm sewing my batted fusing, the top part of my brim together, aligning everything as we go around. And the secret to sewing is never to look at your needle. Always look at your foot and the distance between the fabric and the foot. Line the front and the back up of your brim. This is the way that we sew hats together, especially when it comes to mass production, because you don't want to keep breaking your thread, you just want to keep going. So now we're doing the hard fusing, lining up our corners and making sure that they're exactly aligned with the batted fusing. Make sure that you double stitch both sides of the brim. There we go. I'm just going to cut my threads to separate the two brims. Remove all my threads And then with my fingers, I just open up the seams. I don't use an iron to do this. You don't need to. Just open up your seams. And this is not what we're going to do right here. That's where the join is. It's a edge stitch. It's not a top stitch, it's an edge stitch. This is a mistake that I see people making a lot. They're top stitching their seams rather than edge stitching them. And when you top stitch, you're not giving the fabric the engineering that it needs. The stitch is not actually decorative. Well, it is decorative, but it's also, you know, it's part of the engineering of the hat. And now we just flipped it around, and then we're doing the other side straight through. So both sides of your joins have been edge stitched. Now this next part is very important because I never see anyone really specifying how to stitch this brim together, and it's really important that you follow this procedure. So you'll take note here. I'm going to start my back seam, that's my center back point, but note that my hard fusing is on top and my soft fusing is at the bottom. If you do it the other way around, your brim will not fit together. It's very important that you stitch your brim together with the hard fusing on top and the soft fusing at the bottom. This is why it's so important that you have two different levels of fusing so that they actually fit together in this process. And if you find that you've gone a little bit jagged, my advice is to unpick it and start over. Because when it comes to flipping the brim the right way around, you're going to see that little jaggedness, and it's going to make your brim look uneven. So just take your time. Cutting our thread, checking our sewing. And now we're going to flip the brim the right way around. Use your finger at this point just to push out the seam. Just a slight manipulation. I see some people ironing at this point. I never iron it. I never iron my brim at this point. I just use my fingers. This is very important right here. When we come to top stitching, everyone, make sure that your soft fusing is now on top and your hard fusing is at the bottom. And we start about 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters before the side seam of the brim. Note how I'm holding the brim, putting my hand through the center of the brim. And I'm not actually pushing the fabric with my hands, I'm guiding the fabric. I think one of the difficulties people have at this point is they're used to sewing straight lines, and you actually have to angle the fabric in. You can't go in a straight line. So you just use both your hands just to make sure that everything is aligning. We're back at our center seam, and now we're going to start to stitch out our brim. Once again, do not look at your needle. If you start looking at your needle at this point, you're going to go wonky. Just always look at your foot and the distance between the last stitch and your foot. That's where my eye line is right now. It's not looking at my needle. And it does look like I'm pushing the fabric, but I'm not pushing the fabric at all. I'm just guiding it. And I should have mentioned from the start, before you even start to top stitch your brim, make sure that your bobbin is full. The worst thing that could happen is that you run out of thread halfway through, and then you have to have a horrible overlay of a seam or of top stitch on top of your brim. So just make sure that your bobbin is full to do the full process. Just take your time. I think the more you get used to this, the easier it becomes. But I know some people do struggle, but it's all about the angle. But once you put your hand through the center of your brim, you have a lot more control over the fabric. If you were taught to sew the bottom layer of the brim to the lining and the top layer of the brim to the crown, then you'll never have this level of control of your brim. Remove any threads that might be on there because you don't want to stitch your threads into your hat as you're top stitching. And to make sure that you take your stitch all the way to the edge, really fusing together those two layers of the brim. Just out of interest, this actual brim has 4 different layers of fabrication, but when it gets to tailor hat making, I can have up to 7 or 8 layers within my brim that need to be bonded together. One of the things I find with small brims, I do like a 0.5 centimeter distance between my stitching, and that's I think what makes, when you go into mass production, that's what takes the time. So they generally do very wide stitches, but I don't find that that's actually good for the engineering of the brim. Your stitch should be close to each other. And now it's the final try on, just to see whether it's fitting you. At every point of making a hat, try it on. So that feels good. I can also see that my inner circumference is a nice oval shape. And there I've placed in my tip. If you found this helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe, and follow me in the next video where I'll be showing you how I cut, sew, and attach the lining to the brim.